So come and join me while I make a cup of tea. So I want to talk about Timbaland. So Timbaland, as we know, is part of SUNO. And SUNO is, I've featured it many times on this channel, many times, as probably the best AI music generator right now. And literally, he's spending 10 hours a day on SUNO. 10 hours a day. That's more than I work full time. That just shows how powerful he believes SUNO to actually be. So what he's worked on now isn't just about making songs. It's actually about making artists. So if I go into the lounge, bear with me, he says, I'm not just producing tracks anymore. I'm producing systems, stories, and stars from scratch by Timbaland. So basically, he is manufacturing stars now, AI artists. Now, I'm not sure the record industry is actually ready for this. This is going to be very interesting. So what he's actually done, he's created a new AI artist called Tata, and and female AI vocalist is going to start releasing her first single very soon. I wonder if it's going to go in the charts. I wonder how this is going to go down. The problem is with AI music, I don't know the granularity of how much AI has been used in it. It could potentially be that maybe just the vocals AI generated and Timbaland's produced the beat for it. He basically says he doesn't produce beats anymore. He's just using SUNO now. So does that mean that it's all going to be AI generated, like everything? And the direction that Timbaland's going in is basically by saying this is a real artist, even though it's generated with AI. It's not like an avatar. It's an authentic AI artist. That's quite odd. Now, to define that this is actually AI music, they've created a brand new genre called A-pop. I would have called it AI pop myself, but A-pop, so that there's a clear distinction between non-AI music and AI music. Also, it seems to be that A-pop actually means artificial pop, which kind of makes sense, actually. That way, it's staying away from the AI word, a bit like NFTs. Now, interestingly, this is going to be the first of many A-pop artists. It sounds so new, doesn't it? But before long, this is going to be, old news, I guess. It also seems to be that the direction that it's going in is that we're going to have fully fledged A-pop artists versus pop artists. And Timbaland believes that they're going to be on the same level, like Lady Gaga, Madonna, that kind of thing. If that's true, that's going to be completely change the record industry. Now, the way that Timbaland's actually doing this, he's writing demos with like a co-producer or a co-writer. And then the demos that they're creating are fed into SUNO in the form of personas. Now, a persona is like a template, so you can mirror the same vocalist, that kind of thing. So they've obviously got various different personas for the different characters that they want to portray as a pop artists. And particularly Tata the artist, the tracks written by AI from the input of a demo seem to be the best for that particular artist compared with other artists, which is why they're going to release Tata first. As we also know, SUNO and UGO are currently being sued by Sony, Universal and Warner Brothers Music Group. And apparently they are in discussions with those labels to come to some sort of deal, like a licensing deal. Basically, the record labels always win, don't they? And this could prevent them from actually being sued. So I believe it's just SUNO at the moment in talks, but maybe UGO is as well. They could be bought out as well. The thing is, other AI music generators that haven't trained on copyrighted material are at a huge disadvantage now, because to train their models on data that isn't copyrightable isn't as strong. I've actually seen that with my own eyes, comparing all the different platforms which I've done on this channel. So make sure you check them out. But SUNO and Udio had the advantage because they were trained on copyrightable music and it was kind of endless. So they just threw everything at it and they got the best results. Obviously, that's going to be decided maybe in the court of law. But if these record labels, these major record labels, come to a deal with SUNO and Udio, or they buy them out, then there won't be the need to do that, which means that SUNO and Udio will reign supreme. It also worries me about the record labels winning, because us independent artists really have a tough time, and that would basically mean that if the labels own SUNO and Udio, that they would own everything, related to AI. They could license it, and us poor independents will have to pay for that. Is it going to be the same for like YouTube, that literally these AI characters are just going to completely overtake typical vloggers? It's going to be interesting. I do see some advances with that right now. Like, for example, there's a couple of people that I follow in AI tech, and if they're wearing a hat, they have been generated with AI, and you can't really tell the difference anymore. And I feel it's already like that with AI music versus traditional music. It's going to be very, very difficult to tell going forwards, particularly as these models improve all the time. There's other artists using AI music generators, like Bjorn from ABBA. He's doing a musical and he's using the AI tool, but he's saying that, the results are very hit and miss. Whereas Timbaland's gone absolutely all in on SUNO, and he's obviously getting better results from doing that. I personally can't wait for Tata to actually release the first single and then an album to follow. That's going to be really interesting to see what happens, because then we'll be able to identify the consistency between each track and how reputable the tracks are, how good they are compared with others in the music industry right now. The concern that I've also got is that AI does have a bad name. Everything that I seem to feature on this channel has a bad name, right? NFTs, AI. But I do feel that the Timbaland Tata releases are going to be absolutely slated by artists from the music industry, general people. I think there's going to be a lot of negativity with this being one of the first major official AI tracks to be released. I think it's going to be very interesting times. And certain artists have already spoken up about this, about the UK government. They're really unhappy. Like Elton John, for instance, he's furious with the UK government for wanting to make the country richer and allowing these tech companies to use copyrighted material. So we are in interesting times from a legal standpoint, but also, a cultural movement. If this really works out, record labels may not need to sign artists anymore. It may be, I like your voice, I like your style, I'm going to replicate it in AI, sign here. That's all you need to do, is just sign. They never need to go on stage and they never need to write material. Just like an AI clone of themselves that'll be fed into these AI tools and then manufactured to produce music. It could be really interesting times, guys. The other thing is, for like independent artists to get popular with AI music is really still a challenge, right? Timbaland's got a name out there, he's got a brand, he's got his own style of music. So, plus he's got the money, so it's going to be a lot easier for him to actually succeed with this, which is a good thing, right? But I do feel, how hard it still will be for independent artists, even if they're using AI tools or not. I co-produced with AI a really amazing track that I've released, and I absolutely love it. And it's called Beams as Cyber Wednesday. And I get people to listen to it. They can't tell it's AI generated. They think it is a commercially sounding like 90s song, and blows them away every time. And they think, wow, what an amazing song that was. Yet I produced that, edited it, remixed it, whatever, but the original demo was from AI music. So I do think we're coming a long way already in such a short space of time. And what does it take to have that human element in AI? There's still people out there that are saying that AI music doesn't have feelings. like feeling, like emotion? Of course it does. Of course it does. So it's going to be interesting to see where we go from here. I want to know what you think in the comments. I love AI music as a tool. It's going to be interesting to see what achievements Tartar actually gets. Will Tartar go into the charts? That could be huge. There was a song in Germany that got into the charts, very successful. It was a very cliche track. I have a feeling that Timbaland will be a bit more professional with what he's releasing. So it's going to be, I can't wait, guys. Honestly, if you're interested in AI music, make sure you subscribe to this channel. This is kind of off the fly video. So I want to know what you guys think. Speak to you on the next one. Take care. Bye.